The Avengers Doomsday cast list is out. Who made the cut? And who didn't? Let's take a look. Alright guys, welcome to Jake's Stories. Today we're talking about the Avengers Doomsday cast that came out yesterday. As you can see, here's the long version, 5.5 hours almost. Then they came out with the shorter version, which is really nice. So yeah, it was kind of a weird way to do things, but kind of fun. I don't know, I'm glad they kind of tried something new. Honestly though, I just tuned in and tuned out. And to be perfectly honest, I thought it was an announcement in the morning and it was over within an hour. And then one of my buddies messaged me and said, did you hear about the new castings? So that's when I found out they were announcing one every like 12 minutes. But the actual casting announcements were really awesome. So it kind of makes up for the fact that the whole presentation was a little bit of a dud. I mean, obviously, I don't know if we can really say it's a dud because it sounds like a lot of people did tune in, stayed tuned in. This kind of a setup, it really maybe lends itself to people who are at work at a computer who can just open another browser and every once in a while go check that browser, see who the new cast members are, and then go back to work a little bit and then, go back and forth a little bit. Maybe that's who it's for. Maybe it's people who work at night. They can check on it, watch it during the day. Maybe they play video games or something. I think that's what I would do. But I was not at my house during most of the day, so wasn't really gonna leave it on my phone and run my phone battery out. But I did check in with it once in a while. It was pretty cool, really cool announcement. There's a lot of great characters on the list, some that were notably missing, so we'll talk about that. So first, let's go through who made the Lunchbox. I'm gonna go to this short one here and lose my internet. Okay, there we go. Chris Hemsworth, Vanessa Kirby. Okay, so Thor and Invisible Woman. So I'm gonna talk about my theories of kind of how they are listing these, if there's any sort of science to the way that they are presenting these characters. I think Chris Hemsworth may be there first because he's kind of one of the longest running Marvel characters that they've had. And then after that, I think Vanessa Kirby may be there because rumor has it that she is sort of the leader of the Fantastic Four, which is, sort of fine. I mean, I think Reed Richards was originally the leader. He is sort of the brains scientist guy, so maybe the leadership role can go to Invisible Woman. Makes sense. Maybe that's what they're doing here. Not really sure. Let's see who's next. Okay, so Anthony Mackie. I think he's there because he's going to be sort of the leader of the Avengers. I think Thor will kind of help him out, but ultimately, I think he's going to gather everyone together and sort of call the tactical shots, just like Steve Rogers did. All right, Sebastian Stan. So now I'm wondering what the pattern here is, and maybe Sebastian Stan's going to be sort of the leader of the Thunderbolts. So he couldn't become Captain America, but he becomes the leader of his misfit team of Thunderbolts. That could be kind of cool. I guess we'll find out in the Thunderbolts movie. Right now, I kind of like the trailer, how it kind of seems like, obviously they're just getting together for the first time, but it seems like there's not much of a leader. And so maybe by the end of it, or, halfway through or so, we'll have Winter Soldier Sebastian Stan as the leader of the Thunderbolts. Not to be confused with the leader of Captain America 4, which we don't talk about that. Anyways, let's see who's next. Letitia, right? See, so this kind of goes along with it. Black Panther, she's going to kind of lead, she leads that nation, and they have a bunch of warriors. So, they have like basically an army to command. And yeah, so another leadership position right there. Seems like they're announcing all the leaders first. Okay. Now Paul Rudd, I think maybe we're getting away from the leaders now. Could be proven wrong with the next one. I actually forgot which one comes next. But Ant-Man, I'm really glad to see Ant-Man in there. I think Ant-Man should definitely be on this team of Avengers. He's a great character. They need solid characters. I'm gonna talk about some notable missing characters that I think should have been there. Motorcycle driving by. There you go. Okay. So yeah, Ant-Man is definitely just incredible. He can grow, he can shrink, he can do all sorts of things. Funny guy. Definitely a valuable member. And I'm excited to see him in the movie. And the way he interacts with other characters is just wonderful. Wyatt Russell. Okay, so we got U.S. Agent. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see that. Yes, I think he's, part of the Thunderbolts. He's going to be under sort of the leadership of Winter Soldier, or maybe they'll call him White Wolf now. Winter Soldier to White Wolf. Not to be confusing, Wyatt Russell right here. He's playing John Walker, U.S. Agent. I'm glad to see more of him. I did enjoy his work in Falcon and Winter Soldier, as well as the trailers of the Thunderbolts. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good so far. Hopefully Thunderbolts turns out well. Either way, though, honestly, Thunderbolts overall could do poorly, which I really hope it's not going to, but if he does a good job, it'll be good to see him in this. Just like I'm excited to see Anthony Mackie in Avengers. Even though Captain America 4 was a little bit of disappointment, still a decent movie. I enjoyed it, but it had some definite problems. But we're not here to review that. We're here to play this. Okay. Now, I don't know exactly how to pronounce the name. Tinoch Huerta Mejia is my best guess, and that is, I believe, Namor. So that's kind of an interesting one. I didn't necessarily expect him to just pop up, but he does have strong ties with Black Panther and all those characters right now, and so maybe they enlist him to help out. I think they ended on somewhat tense, peaceful terms in the second Black Panther movie, so that could be cool to see him play a role. And in the comics, he is a mutant, and I think they kind of hinted that in the movie Black Panther 2, and then there's sort of a love connection in the comics between him and Invisible Woman. I don't know if we'll see that or not. Evan Moss Bacharach. Yeah, so the Thing. Okay, so that's awesome. We've got the Thing in there, another Fantastic Four member. Really exciting to see the Avengers and the Fantastic Four in a movie together. This is amazing. Fantastic, I should say. Simu Liu. Okay, honestly, yes, we definitely need him in this. It's been so long. Shang-Chi came out so long ago. I don't even want to look it up. It's so long ago. And the character was great. The movie was great. It's not like one of my favorite MCU movies, but it's definitely solid. definitely deserves a sequel, but if we're not going to see a sequel for a while, give him a big part in Avengers Doomsday. He's one of the characters that I really wanted. He's on my Avengers wish list. Some of the characters didn't make it on here, so we'll see. But this one is really exciting. Martial arts, the rings, is kind of unique, cool power, and then his personality adds a lot to it, so that'll be exciting to see. All right, Florence Pugh. Of course, Florence Pugh. Thunderbolts, definitely a key part of the Thunderbolts. If Bucky's not the leader, then she is. Maybe they're both the leader together. But either way, definitely a great character. I just recently watched Hawkeye again, enjoyed her in that. Looking forward to Thunderbolts. Kelsey Grammer. All right, so this is really great. I love his portrayal as Beast. I was so excited to see him in the post-credit scene of the Marvels. That was my favorite part of that movie. I mean, they tried with that movie. There were some fun parts, there were some good parts. Kamala was really great, and I don't think she was on this list, which is kind of sad. Supposedly, there's going to be another list, so that's interesting. We'll see about that. We'll talk about that. But Kelsey Grammer, he's great. Incredible work as Beast. Maybe the best part of X-Men: The Last Stand. Wasn't such a great movie. There were some stand-up performances there, like Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry, when Xavier was killed. But Kelsey Grammer came in and just did an incredible performance, and so it is absolutely exciting to see him come back. All right, let's see. Before I trip over my words anymore, Lewis Holman. Okay, so I might be wrong, but I believe that is Bob in Thunderbolts Sentry, which is just super exciting to see. Such a powerful character. Who knows how powerful he'll be in the MCU, but we know he's going to be one of the heavy hitters. And it'll be interesting. So I'm sure they're going to try and set him up against Doomsday, running against Dr. Doom, and Dr. Doom maybe, commandeer him and use him against everyone else, because that's what Dr. Doom does. He figures out other people's technology and uses it for himself. Not the Sentry's technology, but, weapons. But he's a person, not just a weapon. So, yeah, there's that. Danny Ramirez. So I believe that is, if I get on these wrong, that's going to be pretty embarrassing. But I believe that is the new Falcon. He did a great job in Captain America 4. It's kind of fun. It's a little, I don't know, it didn't quite hit, but it wasn't, cringy or bad. It was just, it was pretty good. I definitely want to give him another shot. I think that he could play a good role. He does have a good chemistry with Anthony Mackie, so I'm excited to see that. Let's see. Joseph Quinn. All right, cool. Human Torch, one of my favorite characters. I like the fire powers. And I think he's going to do a great job as Human Torch. We definitely need to see more footage before we know that for sure, but I believe in Marvel, Kevin Feige, casting, the directors, they know what they're doing. Sometimes it doesn't always hit, but I think it's going to work with this guy. Really excited to see what they do with Human Torch. David Harbour, now of course, is one of the funniest guys. Thunderbolts, it's going to be hilarious, so it could be really funny to see him interact with other characters from other teams, Fantastic Four, maybe other teams that are about to be revealed soon. Let's see. But yeah, just Red Guardian, definitely a great character. I love in the Thunderbolts trailer how they're discussing the super soldier serum, which serum did you get? Just kind of fun little things like that they throw in there. Yeah, cool character. Okay, let's see. Winston Duke. I believe that is M'Baku. Great character. He would have been a good choice to become the next Black Panther, but they went with Shuri, which Shuri's a great character too, but I'm glad that M'Baku's still playing a role. It'll be cool to see him here. Let's see. Hannah John came in. Okay, I'm gonna actually have to look that one up. Hannah John came. Okay, she's Ghost. All right, Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. And yeah, she does a really good job. And interesting characters. So yeah, Thunderbolts. Looks like the Thunderbolts are playing a big role in this. So Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Avengers. It'll be interesting to see this Avengers team get together. I hope that they kind of do that. A little early on in the movie, so that they can kind of get their stuff together in order to work with the other teams and solve the problem of Doom. All right, let's see what we've got here. Tom Hiddleston. Oh my gosh, Loki back again. But of course, as we know, he wants the end of Loki season 2. He's the god of stories. He's in that tree. It's a very sad story, tragic. He's just stuck there, protecting the timelines. But you just have this feeling that we're in the multiverse saga. He's protecting all these timelines. Something's gonna happen with this. I think Doom is gonna kind of take over from where Kang left off. He's like, Kang couldn't cut it. He didn't really know what he was doing here, which is an outrageous statement because Kang did a lot with the timelines. But Doom would say something like that and take over Kang's technology, because that's what he does. And he could be controlling Loki. It'll get crazy. So let's see. Loki was afraid of Kang. He's gonna be terrified of Doom. But he's also a really cool man. Oh my gosh. Okay, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. Okay, I'm excited. I already knew this, but we already knew this. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, they're back. Patrick Stewart is phenomenal. Ian McKellen's phenomenal. They're just one great Picard, Xavier, Magneto, Gandalf. These guys are just amazing, and I'm so excited to have them back. I'm glad that they're just up for being back all the time. I hope that they don't just murder Xavier. Like at the end of it, the universes all collide, or his character perishes, just like dust him away or something. We don't have to see him brutally murdered again, please. Anyways, yeah, those guys just play those roles so well, so it will be good. And it's so awesome to hear that they will be in a movie with all these other characters. And I'm hoping that Robert Downey Jr. plays Tony, a version of Tony, but I understand if they don't go that way. That would be cool to see that. Alan Cumming, that's another one I'm really excited about. I've actually been watching that reality show Traders, and he's a pretty fun guy, and I was just watching and wonder, like, would he want to come back as Nightcrawler? And to see his name here, that's super exciting. He did an incredible job as Nightcrawler in X-Men 2, and so, yeah, it's a shame we didn't see more of him, and now he's coming back. We get to see more. This is awesome. Rebecca Romaine did an incredible job as Mystique. Yeah, it's just like when she got the shot and turned human, and Magneto just left her. That was brutal. I don't know if I agree with Magneto doing that, like, if his character would do that, but, you know, I see how they thought that he would. Anyways, but Mystique, yeah, she did an incredible job as Mystique, so it'd be good to have her back. Let's see. James Marsden. Cyclops, this is one that I really, really wanted. My gosh, like, they underutilized Cyclops so much in the previous movies, and so to have him back, I just want to see him there, the leader, leading the X-Men, you know, just like in X-Men 97, we see him as a great leader, and he's a really cool character. And I'll be honest, like, Wolverine is my favorite character in the X-Men and Marvel overall, but I really like Cyclops, and I know those two butt heads, but Cyclops is one of my favorite characters, and I just want to see him get the justice he deserves. All right, so we got Channing Tatum. It'd be awesome to see him back, and I'm wondering if he's going to be from the same universe as these other X-Men, or it's just going to be one that escaped from the, oh, I can't think of the name now, but, you know, the place in Deadpool 3 and Loki and the Void, or whatever. It's not the Void, that's Sentry's alter ego, but yeah, the place, it's gonna drive me crazy. But they're saying he escaped. Who knows if he actually escaped, or there's another version. Either way, it'll be great to have Channing Tatum back as Gambit, or maybe he's playing another character. Pedro Pascal. So yeah, Mr. Fantastic. We have to have all the Fantastic Four there. This is great news. Stupendous. Just watched the interview with him. Just fun guy, and he's killing it. Mandalorian, Last of Us. I hope that Fantastic Four goes well as well. I think it will. So I'm excited. Robert Downey Jr. and he's there, sitting on his chair. Oh my gosh, of course he would. That's fun. That's fun that he did that. Oh my gosh. And that's awesome. Okay, so that's it. Dr. Doom. All right, so now that we've seen the list, let's talk about, well, there's rumors that that's not the entire list. Roster, Lunchbox, comicbookmovie.com is one of the places it's been saying. Let's see, we are expecting another cast reveal at some point. As of now, Avengers Doomsday is missing a lot of big name actors and characters. So much for Disney Plus. Yeah. So maybe with the Disney Plus, they're like, these are the characters that we're not really putting in the movies anymore. Hawkeye, which, oh, Haley Steinfeld. What about, yeah, I don't remember if Jeremy Renner said he'll be returning or not. I would like him to, but, you know, I get it. Let's see. Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight would be great. Like, he's actually pretty powerful. You know, they talk about, like, Daredevil might not be powerful enough, although, honestly, like, Hawkeye and Black Widow, Daredevil, with his senses, you know, he's just as dangerous, if not more dangerous than them, with his sense of hearing and everything like that. Wonder Man, that doesn't surprise me. She-Hulk is one, I don't think it says it here, but She-Hulk, okay, there it is. She-Hulk is one that I actually want her on this new Avengers list. You know, we have Captain America, Sam Wilson, it looks like we're gonna get Ant-Man, but who else, you know, who else was on that list? Now I'm drawing a blank here. I didn't really like the She-Hulk show overall. There was some good stuff, some bad stuff. The stuff with Daredevil was great. The show wasn't very good overall, but Tatiana did a really good job. Could have done better, but I think the faults were mostly like the writing, the directing, the story. So I want to see her in an Avengers team. I think that could work really well. Now, where is Doctor Strange? Well, Doctor Strange, this makes sense to me. I remembered that Benedict Cumberbatch said he wasn't going to be in Doomsday, and then he'll come back for Secret Wars. So maybe he's off in another dimension. You know, not just another timeline, but another dimension with Dormammu. He's been there before. Charlize Theron's character as well. She's like related to Dormammu, so they're dealing with interdimensional beings. And he shows up in Secret Wars. This article shows something like that he said that, but they took it back, or so it's kind of all over the place. But honestly, can we really trust what Marvel actors say? Look at Andrew Garfield. They're not supposed to tell us anything, so who knows really? But it would be cool to have him in both movies. But the real question is, where is Spider-Man? Now, I guess we have those rumors that there's another cast list. I really hope so, because I really hope Spider-Man's there. He's like, you know, favorite Marvel character of all time, the best. He's not my personal favorite, but he's up there, and he's amazing. Spider-Man, nice. And just a really cool character. And I believe Tom Holland said he was going to be in these movies, but that could just be my imagination. So I think Spider-Man definitely plays a big part. I think we should have him there for these big movies. Even though we are getting, well, I think 3 more Spider-Man movies. Still, he's an essential character. He's an elite employee. Hugh Jackman, I think he said he's not coming back, or he's not sure, or, you know, a lot of people speculate that he's not coming back. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. I do want to see him one more time, especially team up with everyone. He said once in an interview a while ago that he wanted to work with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, I believe. Well, now he can work with Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr. Of course, I do hope Robert Downey Jr. also makes an appearance as a variant of Iron Man, but that remains to be seen. So we'll see. It would be just really cool to have Wolverine there again, and Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. So this is one that I am hoping to see in the next casting, but also there's still Secret Wars, so I'm not too worried, because I would be fine if he's just in Secret Wars. And a final one, Daredevil, I think makes sense not to have him there, but it would be really fun to see him there. And, you know, people make the argument, well, he's not very powerful, but we've had Hawkeye and Black Widow in these movies, and I think Daredevil is on their level, if not even a little bit higher, possibly, just with his senses. But who knows? I mean, I think it would make more sense for him again to be in Secret Wars. So I won't be surprised if he's not in either, but I do hope so. Anyways, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe, tell me what you think about the Doomsday cast. Who do you think's left out for now, if they're going to have another list or not. Thank you for watching, and take care.